Exodus chapter 19. On the first day of the 3rd month, after the Israelites left Egypt, on that very day, they came to the desert of Sinai. After they set out from Rephidim, they entered the desert of Sinai, and Israel camped there in the desert in front of the mountain. Then Moses went up to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain and said, "This is what you are to say to the descendants of Jacob, and what you are to tell the people of Israel. You yourselves have seen what I did to Egypt, and how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now, if you obey me fully, and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession. Although the whole earth is mine, you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words you are to speak to the Israelites."
出埃及记19，以色列人在西奈山。以色列人出埃及地以后，第3个月的初1，就在那一天，他们来到了西奈的旷野。他们从利非定启程，来到西奈的旷野，在那里的山下安营。摩西到上帝那里，耶和华从山上呼唤他说：“你要这样告诉雅各家，对以色列人说，我向埃及人所行的事，你们都看见了。我如鹰将你们背在翅膀上，带你们来归我。如今你们若真的听从我的话，遵守我的约，就要在万民中做属我的子民，因为全地都是我的。你们要归我做祭司的国度，为神圣的国民。这些话你要告诉以色列人。”
So Moses went back and summoned the elders of the people, and set before them all the words the Lord had commanded him to speak. The people all responded together, "We will do everything the Lord has said." So Moses brought their answer back to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "I am going to come to you in a dense cloud, so that the people will hear me speaking with you, and will always put their trust in you." Then Moses told the Lord what the people had said, and the Lord said to Moses, "Go to the people, and consecrate them today and tomorrow. Make them wash their clothes, and be ready by the 3rd day, because on that day the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. Put limits for the people around the mountain and tell them, 'Be careful that you do not approach the mountain or touch the foot of it. Whoever touches the mountain is to be put to death. They are to be stoned or shot with arrows. Not a hand is to be laid on them. No person or animal shall be permitted to live. Only when the ram's horn sounds a long blast may they approach the mountain." After Moses had gone down the mountain to the people, he consecrated them, and they washed their clothes. Then he said to the people, "Prepare yourselves for the 3rd day. Abstain from sexual relations."
摩西去召了百姓中的长老来，将耶和华吩咐他的话当面告诉他们。百姓都同声回答：“凡耶和华所说的，我们一定遵行。”摩西就将百姓的话回复耶和华。耶和华对摩西说：“看了，我要在密云中临到你那里，叫百姓在我与你说话的时候可以听见，就可以永远相信你了。”于是摩西将百姓的话禀告耶和华。耶和华对摩西说：“你往百姓那里去，使他们今天明天分别为圣，又叫他们洗衣服，第3天要预备好，因为第3天耶和华要在众百姓眼前降临在西奈山。你要在山的周围给百姓划定界限，说：你们当谨慎，不可上山去，也不可摸山的边界。凡摸这山的，必被处死，不可用手碰它，要用石头打死，或射死。无论是人是牲畜，都不可活到脚声拉长的时候，他们才可到山脚来。”摩西下山到百姓那里去，使他们分别为圣，他们就洗衣服。他对百姓说：“第3天要预备好，不可亲近女人。”
On the morning of the 3rd day, there was thunder and lightning, with a thick cloud over the mountain, and a very loud trumpet blast. Everyone in the camp trembled. Then Moses led the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Mount Sinai was covered with smoke, because the Lord descended on it in fire. The smoke billowed up from it like smoke from a furnace, and the whole mountain trembled violently. As the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and the voice of God answered him. The Lord descended to the top of Mount Sinai and called Moses to the top of the mountain. So Moses went up, and the Lord said to him, "Go down and warn the people, so they do not force their way through to see the Lord, and many of them perish. Even the priests who approach the Lord must consecrate themselves, or the Lord will break out against them." Moses said to the Lord, "The people cannot come up Mount Sinai because you yourself warned us. Put limits around the mountain and set it apart as holy." The Lord replied, "Go down and bring Aaron up with you. But the priests and the people must not force their way through to come up to the Lord, or he will break out against them." So Moses went down to the people and told them.
到了第3天早晨，山上有雷轰、闪电和密云，并且角声非常响亮，营中的百姓尽都颤抖。摩西率领百姓出营迎见上帝，都站在山下。西奈山全山冒烟，因为耶和华在火中降临山上。山的烟雾上腾，仿佛烧摇，整座山剧烈震动。角声越来越响，摩西说话，上帝以声音回答他。耶和华降临在西奈山顶上，耶和华召摩西上山顶，摩西就上去了。耶和华对摩西说：“你下去警告百姓，免得他们闯过来看耶和华，就会有许多人死亡。那些亲近耶和华的祭司也要把自己分别为圣，免得耶和华忽然出来击杀他们。”摩西对耶和华说：“百姓不能上西奈山，因为你已经警告我们说，要在山的周围划定界限，使山成圣。”耶和华对他说：“下去吧，你要和亚伦一起上来，只是祭司和百姓不可闯上来到耶和华这里，免得耶和华忽然出来击杀他们。”于是摩西下到百姓那里，告诉他们。